Greetings. As usual, it's early. I'm wide open. It's been a busy few days. Got some sacred basil potted up here separately from the garden basils. I'm going to really baby this stuff. I only had a few seeds to start with. Okay, what I have here is a jar of wonderberry seeds, aka garden huckleberry. It's kind of a bland flavor, but people do use it for jams and desserts. It's slightly gelatinous material, so I decided to go ahead and ferment it a little bit. It's my first year with these, and seed collecting is on a learning curve. They were quite sticky. I let them sit on the paper plate too long before I rinsed them, and they were all over my fingers, all over the plate. Little troublesome to deal with. And I've collected the first of the subarctic plenty tomato. We got to eat him yesterday. He was full of seeds, so I didn't take all of them as to enjoy the tomato. Lots of new developments happening. The lemon apple cucumbers up front, heavy flowering going on. Yesterday I checked them. They were mostly males. And here I see a female. Yeah, she's right there in the center. And even though I'm seeing pollinators, I'm going to go ahead and hand pollinate that. Flowering, fruiting, seed collecting, good stuff. Lots more of these tomatoes coming in ripe. And the plants are looking really, really good. Lychee tomatoes flowering all over and getting really, really ornery. I'm going to have to build cages for those. So we're going to come over here and let's take a look. I haven't been to some of these spots, so bear with me if I jump around in my thoughts and camera work. I'm going to estimate about a 50% success rate with the cloning. It's fine by me, and I also had started lots more tomato plants from seed to give away to friends and neighbors, and also to plug into my garden. And I think I may have infected my two of my tomatoes with tobacco mosaic from smoking. The tobacco doesn't have tobacco mosaic, but the tomato plants had clear signs of it. So the heartbreaking back, I'll show that to you, is the trash bag full of fruiting tomato plants. And here we have the first of our Klondike Blue Stripe watermelons coming in, and there's quite a few in here, and it looks like these vines are going to be good heavy producers for me. As I stated in the earlier video, that these vines will take over this entire patch and probably, if I don't keep up with directing them, sprawl out into the walkway. Golden amaranth, not as big as it normally gets, and it's getting its seed heads. Good timing, because there aren't any seed heads on the Love Lives Bleeding amaranth, so these are going to be viable seeds. I may eat them, I may keep them for stock. Chickens love them, but I'll definitely market that the plants aren't getting to the dramatic size that I'm used to seeing. We'll see how the reds do, if they do any better. Beautiful, beautiful flowering taking place on all of the wildflower patches. And as a lot of you well know and are experiencing, for you new gardeners, how crazy bean collecting can get. So that's another one of my morning jobs. I like to collect everything in the morning before the sun has a chance of taking its toll on it. Now this is interesting. Wow, something really had a field day on this. This is one of my broccoli plants, and this was full of leaves yesterday. And there's not a scrap to be found. Nothing else in this garden has been touched. The other two broccoli plants, perfect. Well, I wouldn't say perfect. They didn't develop their heads. Tomatoes. These are a large Tennessee tomato. I really don't know the specific variety. They were given to me by an elderly neighbor woman of mine a few years back. But they produce wonderful tomatoes, and they're heat tolerant. Now somebody took a nibble here too. Oh, nibblers. Nibblers coming in. Lots of flowers happening on the different squash varieties. This one yesterday was just male flowers. Can egg wash them and fry them. If you're not producing any females at the time, or have plenty of females, little salt and pepper. Love, love, love them. Oh, we have a female here. Now, on the cucumbers, you have all day. And there's a pollinator in there. You have to be careful when you're messing around with these flowers, too. Squash flowers only are open and viable for one day on all of the varieties that I've dealt with so far. And bees and other biting bugs do get trapped inside. So be careful of that. But if they're closing up, chances are you've missed your window of opportunity to use that pollen in there. So always go for the new open male flowers if you're going to hand pollinate. Like I said, it's not like a cucumber. They stay open all day. That you have a small window of opportunity in the early morning to do that. Well, what can I say? I planted more of watermelon, but a different variety. Since those are flowering and fruiting up there, I'm guaranteed pure seed stock. And by the time these guys get going and start producing fruit, I'll have enough of those watermelons that I could pull them and let this one go, and also get pure seed stock from two varieties. Watermelon needs a long, hot season, so if you're in a shorter growing season, I don't recommend trying that if you're after seed stock. Beautiful tobacco plants, healthy. This is more of the garden huckleberry nibbler. A nibbler was there, and little ones. I don't know how my the damaged squash is going to make out. But there's the Love Lies Bleeding. More of the Hopi squash, just crazy coming in. And I wanted to show you a close-up of the German Foxtail millet, hence its name. Look at how fluffy and cute they are all over the place. This is you can eat it, it does make flour, but this is predominantly grown to feed birds. It will bring in quail and dove if you're after hunting. And if you think that you might get into one of those situations where you're going to be relying on game, wild bird seed, you know, a big bag of it, bucket it in one of those free white buckets from the bakeries, and have that on hand. You could bring in all kind of little critters with that, and easily, even if you don't have a gun, take them out with a pellet gun or a BB gun. These are just beautiful size Mediterranean tomatoes. The taller plant is a little bit behind on fruiting. Lots of flowers, no fruit yet. There's the garbage bag, the heartbreak full of tomatoes, tomato plants. The albinos are loaded down, and more flowering happening even with a plant that's only, you know, 1.5 feet tall. And these are the Italian variety for sun-dried tomatoes, loaded down. Very nice to see. And the plants are looking very, very healthy in spite of the other ones showing signs of disease. Borage filling out, and new tomatoes of the Italian variety showed no signs of fatigue after the transplant. Endive still flowering, and more squash. And here I was going to show you the garden cherries. These little cases, husks that they come in. When they're ripe, they'll pop open. Fun stuff. This is the garden huckleberry, wonderberry. Only eat the ripe berries. Green ones are poisonous. This one's very ripe, right there. I'll be out doing some more seed collecting. Kohlrabi. Nice development everywhere. As you could see, there's lots of pine straw laying all over the place. We had a storm come in and finally bring some rain, which now will extend my berry collecting. Letting a lot of the early Russians go to seed. And I noticed, because I've been watering quite heavily, that I'm starting to show some signs of damage on the underside. So I came through and lifted them up, put them across the vines, put them on bricks and stones so they don't get damaged and could get a nice big beefy size. Well, there you have it. There's the garden update. Gonna fill in these bare spots and look forward to more of the harvest. Okay. You know how it goes. Off and running as usual. I'll talk to you soon. Later. Ciao.